Events that are created by men for men, even in the name of God, do not make them of God in the sense that they are not creations of God. No, I'm not saying that correctly. It's all God ultimately. It's all, we're all, that's all of this is, all of expression. But the duality that I talked about earlier is that because we have this consciousness, this ego thing, this human experience, we can choose to ignore or only take parts of thought processes that we think serve that egoic need. We are 7.5 billion sparks of the divine that are operating individually. So if an individual can use their uniqueness, their charisma, their energy, very much like Trump has done, use their energy in a way that creates negative outcomes, that's about human experience and interaction, and we are all learning individually in that context. If we surrender ourselves to the collective of that consciousness, then we are subject to that consciousness. But that is not the ultimate consciousness of God. That is a human built construct that is void of love. If it is void of love, to me, it is not sourcing from that God place. It is sourcing from an ego place. It is sourcing from the human experience down here, from the construct in the mind that we have that can do all these things. They may use the words and say this is divinely, or because man interpreted the Bible to say that things look this direction, therefore that's what God said. No, God didn't say that. Man said that and decided to interpret it as God. I'm not saying that there aren't truths built into that process. There absolutely are, and I was sharing that earlier. But when you take truth and bastardize it, or you take truth and twist it, it doesn't make it about God. It simply makes it your ability to manipulate the energy of your environment. And when there are enough people who are willing to surrender their power in that circumstance to that power, then that becomes a stronger energy. It becomes a stronger force, but it has no connection to love, so it is not sustainable. It may last for a period of time, which to us seems like way longer than it should, but that's because each human that contributes to that consciousness adds to its momentum and longevity. But as soon as it is confronted with the light of truth or the light of creation, it cannot sustain. It cannot sustain.